It's Chris Fade and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast.
Brought to you by NMC Healthcare and Cosmesurge. Head to cosmesurge.com.
We're back. Do I start every episode with "We're back"?
Yes, I think we do.
Yeah, we do. Melissa's joining in on this without a microphone even. I love it. That's
Hi,
how
Melissa.
natural we are. Welcome back, Chris Fade and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast, back for another episode, back for 2020 as well. We're truly into 2020 right now.
It's a very, very interesting time, Chris.
What do you mean with you? What does that mean?
Well, it means quite a lot's going on already. I mean, everything is happening.
I had a horrible start to 2020.
I think we all have.
Did you?
Well, I mean, it's been a horrible one for everybody. I'm like watching all the news. It's super depressing. I had such high hopes. I saw a psychic. She told me everything was going to happen to me this year. And like, I've got faith it's still coming.
You saw a psychic?
I did.
How was that?
Well, I actually saw two because I like to have backup.
Were they saying the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. This is my year, apparently. But I have high hopes. It just didn't start the right way. I wasn't in the right town, the right place for New Year. I didn't quite go the way I wanted it to go.
What else did the psychic say to you? Like, because I'd like to track it. So
Okay.
we're saying this in the beginning of the year. Let's see how it goes later on.
Oh, well, I needed to bring the paper in, so I should have read it to you. But I had actual money days. Money days means opportunity. It's not actual cash. It can be, but it's like, and so she gave me the dates. Told me this would be the biggest year of my career. I do have two TV shows that are going out to sell in the next week or so because it's been Christmas. I told everybody to hang off until
Am I
January.
on any of them?
You are on one of them, yes.
Just making sure.
Yes, my love. I couldn't possibly have a career without you, could I?
That's right. You heard it here first. Well, okay. So she said it's going to be great for the career, and that's true. You've got the seeds planted for have the biggest year of your life.
Well, you watched my sizzle. You liked the one.
I did like what you've got coming out. And so, I mean, let's not give too much away, but yeah, from what I saw, it's great. And you're obviously doing the tour.
Yep.
Which is huge.
Which is huge. And also I've had a huge life change, so that will sort of affect the tour too.
What's the life change?
Well, I've separated from my husband. I think I told
big,
you that.
I mean, but we haven't really spoken about it.
No, we haven't spoken about it. Yes, I know.
Do we want to speak about it?
I don't mind. I mean, I'm very open about these things. I actually got hugged the other day I get hugged by so many women who have come up to me.
Same with me.
Yes, I know, but such a twit.
Sorry, had to say it.
So bad. His ego is out of control, girls.
Yeah, sorry. No, but you're hugged by so many women. Why? But just to say what?
Just to say that they think I did it in a very elegant way, and that I think so many people. It's a subject that so many people go through today, and I know we have very different views on some of this, but it is a subject that has affected a lot of people. I mean, like 80% of people, I think, are divorced today or something ridiculous.
No, it's not 80%.
Well, it is. It's
not
over 50.
That high. It's
no,
not that high.
60?
No, I think it was like 50%. I like that you just said 80%.
It's higher.
It's not.
It's way higher.
Hello,
Chris.
Google.
All my friends are falling like flies.
What's the percentage of people getting divorced?
Sorry, I call my girlfriend to tell her. She goes, I was the third this week.
This came back from a search.
I'm getting the stats of what the percentage. I mean, listen, I'm divorced, so it's not
I
like.
know, and you have like a really strong view. Yeah, he does. He likes to weigh in on mine, by the way.
Divorce rate in the States as of 2016, both marriage rates and divorce rates in the US are decreasing. Well, that's good.
Because it's about, actually, I did hear that because people can't afford to, and more people are committing suicide because they can't. So there you go.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. It's a great episode. We'll catch you next week. I can't find the percentage, but I will.
Fine.
And we'll add it in. But listen, I do want to talk about obviously what you're going through, but let's not do it on this episode because I think it's something that I want to concentrate on for the entire episode.
Fine.
But you did do something that relates to what we are talking about. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry a few weeks ago, on their social media, it was released on social media that they wanted to step away from the royal family.
Oh, well, first of all, I did mine you were talking about why I released mine on social media.
You did it on social media?
I did it on social media.
You did an official thing to announce it.
I wasn't going to, but then I thought, and my husband said, what if people see you on a date?
Oh, wow. He was already thinking like that.
Yeah. And I was like, you're right. Or they
You're not
said,
going to be on a date so soon.
see him on a date.
No chance.
And what if people see him on a date? Maybe he wants to go on a date.
True.
He goes, so he's like, then what do you say? So I said, you're absolutely right. clever thing because you just kill one bird with, you know.
I think it was a very mature way. I think it's a very 2020 way as well. So if there is that official statement, especially you are someone that is in the public eye and people see and know, and
Yeah, and we're
out of
both
respect to
going
each
out.
other, you
Yeah.
don't want people talking like, oh my gosh, I saw
her.
or I saw him with that. So
Yeah.
it was a mature way of doing it. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, they released the statement on an official royal family sort of Instagram account, which they had. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? Because
I'm actually gutted because I was really pro her. Like I really was excited about her because I was, you know, I'm a huge Princess Diana fan. I've met her a few times when
you met Princess Diana.
she used to come to our house. My brothers were in the same class as the boys. So, you know, I met her. She was an amazing woman. And I loved that sort of whole way about her. And although Meghan had sort of some of her qualities, I thought the way she looked, you know, she sort of lights up a camera and she was just really exciting for the royal family. And her fashion, I love watching the fashion and all this. So I'm kind of gutted and a little bit annoyed that you would go into something like that and quit after 20 months. I mean, you know what you're going into. She clearly knew what she was going into.
Wow.
It's not, you know, it's not a lot of fun. Absolutely. Who's going to enjoy that if you can have a normal life or this? But that's what the royal family is. It's steeped in sort of heritage and like
Do you
duty.
think it's 100% her that's making this all happen?
I would say so. I mean, I don't know.
Because Prince Harry's always been a little bit, you know, I'm out in Vegas partying it up with all the girls and
You
doing,
can still do
like,
that. Why can't he do that? He can still do that and be a prince. He's done that and been a prince his whole life. That's my point. Why change it now? He lived by his own rules and he got away with it, which is, you know,
Okay.
fine. We all like that.
I understand that you're upset.
I'm not that upset.
But
I'm definitely still sleeping.
yeah, I know. But listen, I understand the point of like, you know what you're getting yourself into.
It's 20 months, Chris. It takes ages to like settle into things.
Okay,
no?
but this is one of the reasons which I believe, and I'm just going to bring up the headlines.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, your headlines in the UK are horrible. So basically, they did a comparison of Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle when it came to the headings. Okay, now here is a picture of I'm looking at of Kate Middleton holding a bouquet of flowers on the wedding day. The headline is Kate Middleton's homegrown bouquet of lily, a beautiful valley, follows the royal code. Okay, Meghan Markle on a wedding day. How Meghan Markle's flowers may have put Princess Charlotte's life at risk.
I read that.
Okay, then there's another one. Daily Mail. Not long to go, pregnant Kate tenderly cradles her baby bump while wrapping up her royal duties. Same paper, Daily Mail, on Meghan Markle. Why can't Meghan Markle keep her hands off her bump? Experts tackle the question, is it got to do with her pride, vanity, or is she just acting?
Okay, first of all,
Like she's getting hammered.
well, Kate got hammered. When she started, she was Waity Katie. She was, you know, because they'd broken up. She was hounded. She was followed. She wasn't like she was from the wrong family. You know, her mother was an air stewardess, I think. Everything was wrong about Kate. And as she settled in and got into her role and everything else, you know, the people and the press fell in love with her. She hasn't even given it the chance. They haven't even really lived in England.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think she knew what she was getting into in that sense and maybe needed to wait it out a few more.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy.
years.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I personally, half the things that they have to attend and go to and all those sort of ceremonies, it must be, I mean, they're hours on end. It must be like tiring, hugely boring, I'm sure.
So it means that they get cut off financially from the royal family. They'll have to look
They're
after
not
themselves.
getting cut off. I mean,
No?
cut off, Chris. They're going to get 2.4 million a year. And
Is that all?
From them. Okay, from them. And they're going to the States. They're not stupid. As soon as they get there, everything,
Yeah,
the
no.
money will roll.
I mean, she'd be sitting
They'll
on,
make
but she would have been
hundreds
sitting on a lot of
millions.
money anyway. She
Yeah.
did Suits for how many seasons?
Hundred-
He, I'm sure, has banked some cash as well. So financially,
He's
they're going
meant
to
to
be
be
okay.
worth like 30 million from Diana's, I think. Well, if that's what I read. And, you know, they get 2.4 million pounds a year, apparently, as well. Plus,
do you find it disrespectful that they've done that?
what?
That they've stepped away from the family? Do you find it disrespectful to the
No,
royal family?
I find it I find it incredibly sad just because, you know, we are the only people to have a family like that. You know, that it's so it just sums up England, and it's just so sad that one person could go in and like rock it like that.
It's not one person. He's also part of it. I don't want to put the blame totally on Meghan.
Okay.
It's a two-way. He could turn around and said, "Hey, yo, I'm the royal family. Like, this is what we're doing."
Could you? Because if your wife, who had a baby less than how old's the baby? 18 months, I think, or something like this, less than a year, who's maybe very up and down, and she's going, "I'm out of here," to Canada, what are you going to do? Say, "I'm not coming with you"?
Yeah,
What would you do?
I'd tell her go. I wouldn't give up the royal family. I wouldn't give up my family, like especially a royal family. Even
That's a royal baby.
If I loved her and all that, even though I was deeply in love, I would have to try to work it out somehow and say, "Honey, there's no chance I'm leaving the royal family. This is my family." It's like me asking to step away from my family. It's like I'm not gonna. It's like anything. It's like if you have a falling out with your family, unless they're.
Well, people do move. I'm not living in England, and I'm not. I have left my family. But would my parents prefer I'm there? Absolutely, that happens. We've all moved. You're not living in Australia.
Sure.
But if if your wife,
I haven't denounced myself from my. It's not like I'm like I don't want to be a part of the family anymore, guys. See you later. It's like I'm living out here.
I also think he's probably struggling with what happened with his mother.
Possibly.
And then
seeing it maybe happening again to Meghan.
Start like that again and not know how to handle it, because clearly someone had kept his mother in there, or she had to stay in that bubble that she didn't want to be in, and maybe he's really torn as well.
I think that's a big thing. I think they don't want to see it happen again. He's probably seen it. He's lived it his whole life, and he's probably seen the beginning of it. We don't know what happens within that royal family and what's said to each other and how Meghan's even treated, or we don't know the ins and outs. Maybe there is something going on that the decision to do this
the saddest part is the rift between the two brothers.
Agreed,
because they were everything, and they loved each other. They were always together, and they always had. And actually, Kate, with the three of them, they were so much fun together. You'd see them out all the time together, having dinner together, clubs together. It's so sad that it's come down. Am I bothering you, Chris?
No, I'm getting the quote. No. I'm getting what Prince William said, because I was so disappointed. I've got a younger brother, and if this was happening to my younger brother,
my parents would bash our heads together and say, "Make it up."
Yeah, exactly. And I would. It's Prince William, right?
Yeah.
I would have gone, if it was my brother, no matter what or how I felt to the media, I'm backing my brother up. I'm getting out there and saying, yo, whatever my brother's decision is, I support him. It's his life, and I'm there for him at all times.
William doesn't have this option. He's going to be king. So, at this point, it's a very lonely life. They all had each other. And they all did everything together. So I think that's the saddest. And by the way, it's normally, if this ever happens, the wives are meant to come together and put them back together.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find this quote.
And Canada is only going to deepen the children won't grow up together. It's really sad. It's not next door.
Well, it's royal family talk. I think we'll cease there. We'll step away from it. You and I will step away from the royal discussions.
We'll step away. Okay, so we're going to go into, I'd like to know what happened with your Botox then, Chris.
So you need to help me out here.
Okay.
I think it's too late now anyway. It's recovering.
Well, if it's in your skin, it's too late. There's nothing I can do.
There's nothing to get rid of Botox in your skin, right?
Absolutely nothing. You have to wait for it to go.
Okay. So I was in Sydney.
Oh, God.
And about a month ago.
No, I'm joking.
And Brianna, my fiance, had a toothache. So I took her to the dentist. It's a family dentist. Okay.
Please don't tell me your dentist gave you Botox.
He did.
What?
So he's been wanting to see me at his dentistry, if that's what you call it, for many years.
Yeah.
And anyway, I take Brianna in, she gets checked up, it's fine. He sits me in and he goes, come on, sit in the chair, let me have a quick look at your teeth. I said to him, I'm all right, fake, they look good, they're veneers. And he goes, let me have a look anyway. So then he has a look and he goes, yeah, your teeth are in good nick. And he goes, you've got pretty big muscles here. You know these muscles?
Sheep muscles.
No, mandibular bones or something. See these things?
Yeah.
It gives me my jawline.
Yeah.
And they are large and they do cause me a bit of pain, right? Because I clench at night.
Oh, yeah, that you were grinding your teeth.
Grinding. He said, let me throw some Botox in them. And not only is it going to reduce the curvature of your jawline, it's going to release that muscle and the stress and you won't have the pain. And I said to him, I'm all right. He said, Chris, I do it all the time. Believe me, you'll be fine. I'm going to put 50 IU here and 50 IU in this one. And I don't know the percentage. I don't know what 50 means, but for me, it just seemed high. So I said, why don't we do 20? And he said, Habibi, he's Lebanese, I do 60.
Can I just ask, are you still friends?
Will I ever go back to him? I don't think so.
No, continue.
So then he puts it in, and I walk out with Brianna, and I was like, wow, what just happened then? How have I got Botox just thrown into my jaw? Anyway, thought nothing of it. 10 days later, I'm looking at photos of myself, and I thought to myself, my smile looks different. And I didn't think anything of it.
You're smiling straight.
Then Brianna says to me on the same day, just want to let you know you've been smiling different for the last couple of days. I then went into a panic because I knew what happened. And then I can feel now, I really can feel that these muscles have stopped working. And because I'm a hypochondriac, I started to believe that the Botox was going to go into my esophagus and my throat area, and I was not going to be able to swallow. So I started gagging. But it was me just creating that in my mind, right?
Yeah.
But he's changed my smile.
He's changed your smile.
So if we can put on the video a side by side of my smile.
He smiles completely flat now, I've just noticed.
This is my smile.
It's so weird.
It goes down. It doesn't go up. My smile usually goes like.
It's like, you look like.
I look angry. So
All the time.
and the worst thing about it, which I was just telling my friends about, was I went and interviewed Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in Paris, right? And we threw the interview up online, and the comments were just, "Why are you angry, Chris? Why are you not happy to be part of the interview, Chris? Chris looks really upset in this interview." And it was that moment. This is how I looked in the interview. This is my smiling face. That's my smiling face in the interview was that.
It looks like you smelled something bad. It's like.
It's not funny. It's my smile.
It's so bad. Oh my God. And you've got to understand, Will Smith actually helped him propose. So
Will Smith helped me propose to Brianna.
Yeah.
And so when I saw him, I believe now, looking back, he probably thought I wasn't happy. He came up to me, he's like, "Yo, Chris, my man, how's everything? Are we still good?" And
you're like,
that's how I would have looked the whole interview. Yeah, at least you're laughing about it. So I call Cosmosurge proud sponsors of this podcast with NMC.
I said, fix it.
And I said, is there anything you can do? And they gave me Dr. Lana, who we had on this podcast. Let it roll out. There are things you can do where you can possibly like inject more stuff in a certain area to raise it. But she said, let it run its course 2 to 3. Course. I can't talk anymore. My career's gone. My daughters are in this room laughing at me even.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Isn't it bad?
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Has anything like this ever happened to you?
No, because I don't never put it in my
She's just laughing at my smile.
Because now I see it. When you see it on screen, it's so bad. If you know him, like his whole face normally lights up.
And it's made this really, it looks like I put on weight. Like it's all, this doesn't move. It's like weird. Anyway, I'm glad you're laughing.
It lasts a good 3 to 4 months. Don't worry about it.
Is there anything, I started Googling how I can get rid of it or loosen it. They said go into a sauna or just start massaging it. So I'm massaging it a lot.
I'll tell you what would do it. What does break it down a little bit is laser. So you just have literally, it's the one that lifts your face. You know, the one that I do it all the time.
Sure.
But it breaks all that stuff down, which is annoying because then it makes mine not last. But you know.
Oh man, it's frustrating because I can feel it.
It's not unnormal because I actually put it.
Sorry, I had to do it. Look, at least if we're hit with the kids are laughing. No one else in the room is. Go ahead. No,
Strange
no,
man.
Really.
I put it here, down here.
That's where you put the Botox.
Mm-hmm. Here, basically my whole face.
What do you put? What do you put? It obviously gets rid of what the
little lines.
Oh, interesting.
And it tightens all your.
But doesn't it feel like even just having it here, I can feel it, and it's
no. But I mean, you're talking about
a bit.
Tiny. They put little do that, not 50 cc's in each side.
If you back on, I was Instagramming the guy because he wanted me to promote the.
Oh my God! I hope you've deleted it.
No, I've still got it on the Instagram. But if you look at the injection, it's like that. Look. This is how much he puts in. It goes like this. Like. It just keeps going in.
But Chris, nobody does that. Like even when they're doing my forehead, so they get a syringe like that would do my entire head. And then you're like, no,
I was so upset, and he's a lovely guy, and he's the family dentist. My mum goes through him all the time, and I don't want to reveal the name or. No, I haven't even told him. I know his brother,
Well, he
but I
won't
haven't
be
told anyone.
interviewing Will Smith again.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I've got the Oscars coming up. Like, that's the big thing for me.
When is it?
Sometime in February. Like, I'm going to look on the. I just filmed a TV show for OSN last week.
Yeah, I know.
And I filmed half of the TV show before the Botox, and the second half after the Botox. So I'm so conscious about the whole. So if you watch it, if anyone, what I started doing whilst I was filming the episodes was I was making sure that I wasn't. Most of the time I was trying to do this. Ready? I don't know if I look weird, but I was like this.
I noticed that
because I didn't want to open my mouth and look like.
I noticed that on your Instagram that you were doing, and it looks like you're like.
Yeah, I'm trying not to look like an idiot. I'm trying to look like Blue Steel because I'm thinking, just don't look like you're angry.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you were doing a sexy Chris fade look.
Don't have that.
Yeah.
Do you? No, there's no.
No, Chris, you can ask me
there's
more
no
and more
stories
times.
about botched anything.
Oh, on me?
Yeah, anything ever gone wrong? Because someone told me then I was talking to other
told
people.
You about something
no,
going wrong
not
with
about
me.
you. But they were telling me how they've had Botox certain areas where it's dropped their eye.
Oh
or
yeah.
Their
well, that's
eyes.
how I met Kasabian. Yeah, so I met Kasabian because
Dr. Kasabian.
Yeah, Dr. Kasabian. Sorry, who I work with a lot. But like, one eyebrow is higher than the other. Like this, but I mean, like minimal. I could have lived it. My girlfriend at the time, Shiva, was in the car with me. She goes, "I cannot walk around with you with
You're
one
like
crazy,
The Rock.
One crazy
You
eyebrow,
smell.
one crazy eyebrow." But that took one spot there to drop her to that.
Yeah, that hurt. So sorry, she just smashed me on the head with her
nail.
Her nail. So that little.
Just takes one spot and then it drops that area, but you can't do that.
Did you go to a dodgy Botox person or something before?
No, not at all. But it's quite hard. They're working off literally symmetry when you can't see what they're doing and when it settles in. So you just go back and top it up. But it's a tiny amount and you can just lift and do. You can't do that to your jaw. You've put an entire syringe in there.
It's a lot, man. If anyone has any tips, if they're watching this or listening to it, please get in touch with us. Chris and Caroline on Instagram. No, I know, but like other people. I'm trying to include the audience.
Oh.
I'm including the audience.
I've tried everything. I'm telling you that's what to do. Those heat things, break it down.
Okay.
Go in and have them do your
Do
face.
not
New era.
send us a message if you have any suggestions.
Yeah.
Because Caroline's already told me.
It's called New Era. It's at Conrad.
Okay.
Cosmosurge. It's the only place here that has it.
New era.
Yes. And just have them. It's like a little wand. It's very relaxing. It's not going to
do any more damage.
Nothing. Zero. But it will break that down.
Okay.
It's like a relaxed facial.
Well, from royal families to Botox, I think we covered most of it. In the coming episodes, I would like to talk about the separation.
Okay,
I think it's a big thing that we should talk about, and we should delve into it.
Delve into it. We won't dive
into it, whatever it is. Follow us on Instagram if Caroline allows you to. Chris and Caroline on Instagram. Send us messages. Do what you do. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast.
Peace out.
Bye.
It's Chris Fade and Caroline Stanbury's Not So Epic podcast.
Brought to you by NMC Healthcare and Cosmosurge. Head to cosmosurge.com.